Hello friends, this is Adam with the Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K edition of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I'll put a link for that in the description. Alright, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is here on 4K. I am reviewing all the individual titles as they were released by Disney. So today we're going to be focusing on Revenge of the Sith. But before we do that, let's do a quick unboxing of the slipcover. I would say of all the covers, this is probably one of my favorites of the individual releases. I like the redness of just the overall image here. It looks pretty good. So there we have the front cover and the back cover, as well as the spine. And then, of course, we pop that open. Same front and back. And then, of course, the artwork there. And, you know, they double stack the discs, which, you know, we're not a fan of. So, all right. Now, let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. I have to say that of all the films of the prequel trilogy, this one is easily the best looking one to be rendered on 4K. This is another upscale. This isn't a native 4K image, but I think for what we get here, the 4K HDR really renders the picture quality very, very nicely. It looks fantastic. Black levels, they look great. Nighttime scenes, you know, at Coruscant and, you know, and those space battles, especially at the beginning, it just dazzles off the screen. It looks really, really nice, and it's just an overall fantastic presentation, utilizing any kind of nighttime scenes. The scene where Obi-Wan and Anakin arrive after the initial opening scene to the senators and to Palpatine and the Jedi. They look great. It's an overall fantastic looking picture. Level of detail looks a lot better than it did in the previous two entries here. You know, everything costuming, I think, is the most part. Practical effects like the droids, those are things that are the biggest beneficiaries. And also, it's nice to see those little nicks in you know, the scars on various characters. Everything stands out and it looks really good as far as level of detail goes. The practical sets also come to life. CGI elements can still look a little off, but not nearly as much, and they're more integrated into the final product. And I think they're blended in nicely here on utilizing 4K HDR. As far as color goes, that's really, you know, I think it's a little more subtle, but it also really pops. You know, everything from the lightsabers, especially the lightsabers, laser blasts, explosions, those are the things that give you that nice little visual oomph. And it really just, it's an overall very good looking presentation. Just the final battle with Mace Windu and Palpatine, that's probably one of the standout scenes for me. It looks that fantastic, as well as the Obi-Wan and General Grievous fights. That looks great. Just the colors leap off, but done so in a more natural looking way. It's not going to be too cartoony or anything. So I think, you know, what we get here for visual presentation is really on point. As far as the audio mix goes, I'm very happy with the results here of the Dolby Atmos. It's definitely leaps and bounds over the previous 6.1 that we got on the old Blu Rays, and it fills the room really nicely. The opening scene alone, it sounds great. It really does. It fills the room. Every speaker is firing on all cylinders right off the bat. Your LFE kicks in on appropriate times. Everything sounds great. It fills the room nicely, and it continues from start to finish. I didn't really have any low points in the soundtrack for the most part. It sounds really good. It's really, I would say, probably one of the best sounding audio mixes here on as far as the new release of the Star Wars 4K Blu-rays. Center channel sounds great. The fronts really just they handle a lot of the action, and they really do their job very nicely. Your mid-levels, your rears, they're fairly active, and they're active from the beginning, and they really start just, they fill your room. You really need to do yourself a favor, crank on your surround sound system for this one, because, you know, even if you're not a full Atmos user and you really only at 7.1, you're really going to have a lot to go on here, and it's going to be noticeably better than the previous iteration on the Blu Ray. And your height speakers, once again, the opening scene is very, you know, it's very representative of what the audio experience is here, and I think you're really going to be pleased with the overall results here. So that's my review of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I'm very happy. I'm going to go ahead and give the picture quality here an A-. It's the strongest of the prequel films. It visually looks great. While it is a upscale, it is not a native 4K, it still looks fantastic, and it makes great use of that HDR. As far as the audio mix, that's also going to be an A-. Really strong. It fills the room nicely. It is near demo worthy, and I think you are going to be very happy. If you're a fan of this film, you're going to be very happy with the overall results of Revenge of the Sith on as far as the audio mix goes. So that's it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Revenge of the Sith on 4K. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.